Why did you delete your video about your sex life? I feel like I didn't convey my message properly. I know a lot of people are like, oh Venus, why did you take the video down? I really love to see the real you. I don't really like the presentation of it. I ended up married at a very young age. My mom organized this marriage. How the fuck did that happen? My family, cuckoo, verbal abuse, physical abuse. My stomach hurts me just like such a euphoria. Like I'm overcome with euphoria and relaxing, and it feels so good. Thanks to the physical abuse, I now have the BDSM kink. Thank you, Mom. What currently makes you happy and smile? Not currently, but I just want someone to pat my head. My home was made up of my mom and a 10 square meter room in Seoul, South Korea. So I was studying Korean in South Korea, and Manathan came to visit me. Mom did approve on him visiting me, but for some reason, just right before he came, she said that he just comes to visit me without letting her know. I was isolated. My mom is what you call a typical momager, and I didn't have any friends growing up. I was super isolated and socially awkward. I'm a giant. You never ever had an entire friend in your entire life. You don't even talk to males, and you never had a boyfriend. That was me. So I didn't really know what it was like to fall in love, or I didn't understand the difference between platonic love and friendship and romantic love, and I didn't even really know what it felt like to get horny. For some reason it was still okay, and we could go to Lottery together and karaoke and Han River, and we even went eating dinner with my mom. We had a lot of fun, but when Manaki saw the circumstances involved, he told me that I should rather come to Japan where it is much safer. I still have great difficulty computing this. So there was this guy who was a huge fan of my YouTube channel, and one day I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to Disneyland, and stupid me posted that on social media, and people could come show up there and be like, hey Venus, I always wanted to meet you, which is exactly what happened. It was just that it was my now husband who did that. Are you ever thinking of having any children in the future? I don't want to have children for the sake of having children, but if I ever meet someone I really love and I'm like, oh, I want to be with that person until like forever, then I would want to have a family with them. My mom was in South Korea, and after all, my mom is my mom, and I also wanted to study in South Korea, and I also could have continued to study in South Korea. So why did I not just stay in South Korea? I'm cringing at my old self now. So yeah, then my backseat crazy momager came in and was like, marriage! And to be honest, I was kind of sick of having to deal with shouting, violence, and constant nagging on how I could be better, on why I suck. And she also told me that he is probably dating other girls. And then whenever one of my mom's top of that, my mom started to talk to her friends how Manaki is a pedophile and a factory worker, and he brainwashed me and is probably cheating me right now. And he's also a psychopath because all pedophiles are psychopaths. Manaki is not a pedophile, and he also doesn't cheat on me. He works in a factory and earns average. I don't see the point in marrying for money, because isn't it the other person's money? It's like, yeah, my mom was kind of bad, but he was even, he was not as bad as my mom, but he wasn't, he's not what society calls a great person. Basically, he did the same thing as my mom. He quit his job, and I supported him financially. Do you take meds for depression, anxiety, or do you do therapy? If not, have you thought about it? Yes, I do. Actually, just a while ago, I decided to stop therapy and stop taking medication, but it got a lot worse, so, well, I'm on it again. I always put other people first. I couldn't say no. I was a total doormat, but then reality hit me hard. Like, just constantly being a doormat, pleasing other people. and basically living to please my mom, then living to please my husband. It didn't really take care of me. Anyway, in the end, ironically, he turned out to be a mini version of my mom. Why do you think it's appropriate to romanticize mental illness and use it as a selling point for posts and your other triggers people?
Who's got the power? We got the power! What kind of power? People power! Who's got the power? We got the power!
Hey! Hey!
People power!
Hey! This is library.